All right, so I'm standing here with Young the Giant, and they're Young and Giant for Bernie. So, what did you guys think of the Simon and Garfunkel Bernie ad?
I actually just saw the Simon and Garfunkel ad for the first time yesterday, and I was in the hotel, and it was just like 100 straight campaign commercials. And that one came on, and then, obviously I'm a Bernie supporter, but I was like, it's really positive message, really tastefully done, so big fan of that one.
Refreshing.
Awesome. And what do you guys think the role is of music in promoting positive political change or making a political stance?
I think for music, it definitely speaks to a younger generation a lot of the time, so I think we are very lucky to have the stance to kind of just share our opinions with our fans. And, sometimes people don't agree, but at least we have some level of influence, and we can just only depart what we know from covering the country to what really works and what's needed.
Where are you from?
I'm from the UK originally.
So you're from the UK, but you're an American citizen.
I'm not, I don't get to vote.
Oh, you don't get to
But
vote.
at least I can be vocal about it.
So what do you think about the America process versus the process of the UK?
I think the bipartisan system in the US just really strangles the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think only having two parties with a real viable, foot in the door to actually get on the main stage is really detrimental actually. But I mean, fools.
And what appeals to you guys about Bernie?
Watching the past, for us growing up and seeing the decline of the middle class, and a lot of people close to us really struggling and losing their jobs and all that jazz. Someone who actually really has a strong plan for the middle class, a strong plan for education, a strong plan for healthcare, all those things, that speaks to us. And those are all issues that are going to continue to get compounded and more serious over the next few decades. And I think it really is time to start making some changes.
So do you consider him revolutionary? Is that?
I mean, I think a lot of the ideas he has shouldn't be considered revolutionary. It's just like giving everyone a fair shake. I think maybe in today's climate it can come off as revolutionary, but these are all things that we've kind of been thinking for a really long time, and it's good to have someone to sort of crystallize those thoughts into one solid message.
And what about, does it bother you at all that Bernie doesn't have a lot of foreign policy experience?
Not at all. I mean, he was correct with Iraq, and he will also have a cabinet behind him to help guide it. I think he's been right.
Are you going to elect me to the candidate as a cabinet?
The role of the president is also to pick people to stand beside him, to advise him to make the correct decisions. And you can take a lot of past presidents who did not have much foreign policy experience, who picked good or bad cabinet members that made good or bad decisions.
George Bush was great, right?
You see where that landed us. So I think that's what actually happened. So.
And have you guys been doing other types of volunteering? Getting canvassing or phone banking or?
Yeah.
Yesterday we actually played at rallies in Durham,
Awesome.
along with a couple other musicians, and did our part in that way. And today we're flying out, actually going back home to Los Angeles. So we figured this is what we could do in the time that we had. So.
I was actually online, and I got this thing to do a phone bank in Los Angeles to call people here, and then an hour later we get our call from our managers to come out and play a show for Bernie. So it kind of worked out to be better. And now we're actually on the front lines and on the ground at this polling station talking.
So instead of calling someone on the phone and just breaking into song, as your intro, I kind of think. What do you think about? You guys are musicians, you're innovators, you're songwriters. What do you think about the role of innovation in campaigning, and where does that fit?
Yes. You just have to look at the Obama campaign, 2008, just to see. This is the first time that social media really played a huge role and empowered a lot of the youth in a way that they hadn't been empowered in the past. Bernie's been able to tap into some of that as well, and I think just not shying away from those trends and embracing them is really important to any candidate's success.
And I think it's also a great thing because it allows a lot more transparency with the candidate itself. I mean, this shift now has become so much more colossal. I mean, comparing it to Nixon, JFK during the first video debates, I mean, there's a lot to be said about seeing someone, but also being able to have a conversation online where people can discuss things that they've said before in the past and how that might or might not contradict the things that they're saying now. So that's been a great thing for the road.
The fact that you can go on, Bernie Sanders' website, type in your income, see how much money you're going to be saving, under a single-payer healthcare system is some technology that we did not have even 10 years ago or 30 years ago. So all those things really help.
So it's almost like the things where you can try on the glasses online, like the different shapes, and you post like a really awkward picture of your face. Try on like different glasses. It's the Warby Parker of elections. I like that.
Right.
So you just have a shop where you can just like try on all the candidates and their policies. But like maybe like as like a single mom, you wear like the belly and like walk around to like get what a sense of means that. Is there anything you guys would like to sing for me?
Well, actually, you just told us you're an opera singer.
Oh, yeah.
So the question is there anything
This is
you'd
an
like to
audition
sing
for you.
us?
No. But I honestly I think that there's a role in like innovative marketing that's not being used in any of the campaigns. Like I think not just playing at the rallies, but like I don't know, like engaging supporters and writing lyrics or the use of songs like with images is just so incredibly powerful.
Yeah. In fact, yesterday, so one of the bands that played is Edward Sharp and the Magnetic Zeros, and they actually wrote a song using Feel the Burn as sort of the
Really?
the basis of the chorus. And apparently they wrote it when he first announced his bid for the presidency, and they didn't know how things were going to go, and so they ended up headlining and they performed that. It was pretty good.
It's catchy too.